Hello my good friends, welcome to One Credit Classics. This week we go back to December 1994. I try and answer a very important question. Is this the worst Super Nintendo game ever released? It's a contender, to be honest. We are going to be playing a One Credit clear of Rise of the Robots on the Super Nintendo at the behest of who else but Dial-Up Man and Office Cat. Rise of the Robots is a one-on-one fighting game that came out in 1994 when one-on-one fighting games were without doubt the most popular genre out there. It originally came out on the Amiga and the PC, but was also ported to Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, Game Gear, CDI, 3DO, and there was an arcade version. It is notoriously bad. I'm not just making that up, and I'm not saying that to try and be controversial here. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. It's at that point with the SNES where if you brought out a fairly decent one-on-one beat-em-up, you couldn't really miss. And this isn't a fairly decent one-on-one beat-em-up, and it missed. This is absolutely garbage. But I mean, the real question is, one, is it beatable on one credit? And two, is it the worst Super Nintendo game ever? We're gonna have a look, and we're gonna try and find out, because there's got to be some kind of challenge in there somewhere. The developers of Rise of the Robots talked extensively about the AI of this game. This was supposed to be the next level of computer intelligence in terms of fighting a computer opponent on a fighting game. Their whole thing was the fact that the opponents would learn the way you played and adapt. We'll see that that's not really a thing. The game also features a soundtrack by Queen's Brian May, whose solo album Back to Light caught Mirage's attention. Musical tracks from the album The Dark and Resurrection were chosen to fit in with the game's style and tone. Although the game boasted May's soundtrack, only The Dark appeared in the final release. The actual in-game score on most of the versions was done by Richard Joseph. So yeah, like they had this big thing of, featuring Brian May, yeah, one song. But this was, at the time, this was everywhere. If you were around in the mid-90s and you played beat-em-ups, you'd see adverts for this. You'd see it everywhere. And they made a massive effort at trying to push this out into the mainstream consciousness. The only problem is that it really was toilet. But, well, that's not for me to say, is it really? That's for us to all kind of judge. Thanks very much to everybody for checking us out. If you haven't already, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and tell your friends about us. We've just hit 2,000 subscribers, and we've got a Patreon, and we're moving forward a lot of stuff. We do a lot of live streams. So yeah, be sure to check us out. And a special thanks to the Mighty Octavius and Nostalgia Nerd, whose channels I'm both subscribed to. There's links in the description boxes below, who were kind of the inspiration for this clear. There's not much left to be said, is there really? Let's, God almighty, let's beat up some intelligent robots. Let's do this, shall we? Jesus. So, we're going to do one player, and we're going to go mission brief, which basically means start. Approaching Metropolis 4. Industrial Class 8, population 34,000. 13% human. Right, it's the first one. Analyzing form, what we got? Loader Class 1. Intelligence low, power rating low, combat abilities poor. I'm gonna body this idiot. Here he is. Caution, droid activated and approaching very slowly. So I've got 6 buttons like you would in a standard fighting game. Weak to hard punch and kick. You generally need 3 buttons. You need weak kick if they jump in at any point, as like a breaker. You need hard kick and hard punch. You have got 2 special moves. I use that term loosely. You've got a shoulder barge, which is back forward punch, or back forward anything, and a headbutt, which is down up anything. So you shoulder barge. Let's have a look at that. Brilliant. I mean, that might be the only time I've ever hit anyone with that. Anyhow, enough of that messing about. See, I walked right onto it. It really is, isn't it? Terrible. Anyhow, that's him done. I don't think anybody wins, to be honest. Poor robot. Excuse me if I skip these cutscenes. Here he is. Robotic Donkey Kong. Builder. God almighty. He's going to come around and eat all my biscuits. And then say he's working till 1. I could say he's working till 3, but at 1 o'clock go home and say that he's gone to the depot to get some supplies or something. I mean, that's a scurrilous accusation in the building community. Still. Just watch Cowboy Builders too much. Or Rogue Traders, or whatever that show was, who was like the 2 on the motorbike and then one of them got done for fraud, ironically. I want to try and finish him with a shoulder block. There you go! That was rubbish. I'm sorry about this. I'm not really, but I sort of am. I just think we're better than this. While I repeatedly bludgeon this poor defenseless metallic ape into the ground, this seems as good a time to any to say, please like this video, give me a subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are so inclined and like that kind of thing, then do check us out over on Patreon. On Patreon you get free stuff in the post, you get shout-outs on all the videos and the credits at the end, you get like bonus merch, and more importantly, you get bonus videos, so you get stuff ahead of time, and you get exclusive content as well. So you also get to pick the games that we play on the live streams. So yeah, check that out, all the links are in the description box below. I love how I've just bypassed the fact that I spent that entire fight using... But that's just the whole thing, isn't it? I mean, what the hell's this? The Crusher? Amazing. It's basically a KFC robot. I'll have to fight the McFlurry robot next. Right, so I'll flying kick in, and then I'll punch him in the head. Well, that didn't work. Whoa, slow down there. Slow down there, Crusher. I bet I could beat this with one button. I don't want to, but I bet I could. But then, some really struggle with kicks and some with punches, so I mean, it's doable though. You can trap them all, pretty much. Let's try a headbutt. Oh, that's some... See, I successfully predicted he was going to jump, but I mean... I don't know. I kind of go into a trance when I'm playing this somehow. Right, who's next? The claw one, right? Here he is. Oh yeah, he's unknown, isn't he? He will be after this. The thing is with these cutscenes, you can see what they were trying to do, but it's just done really badly. The other thing as well is the Amiga version of this was on 12 discs, I want to say. Imagine that. The other thing that really got me about this was when I started doing a bit of research and looking into it. Hang on. Nice. The SNES PAL version came out December 1994. Anything that comes out December that's terrible automatically makes me feel bad if somebody got it for Christmas. If you got this for Christmas, let me know in the comments below, and I will offer my heartfelt condolences to you. Probably send you a badge in the post or something. That is me kicking the fun out of Christmas 1994. I'm sorry. That's him done. Well, I'd say victory quite. I think it's like nuclear war. I think nobody really wins. That's so bad. Right, onwards. It's the big red robot next. He's probably the toughest one, to be honest. He looks a bit like the robot in Zero Divide, if anybody ever played that. Which is kind of like, I always think with Zero Divide, they looked at this and thought, fighting robots is a good idea. Let's have a go at doing it properly. It was on the PlayStation. It wasn't amazing, but it was so much better than this. Yeah, he can be tough. But I mean, no one can take that left-hand shot, do you know what I mean? Right, so if I get the right RNG, he's basically dead. But it's how he starts. I have to jump in and try and flying kick him. Cyborg wins. Sort of. Jesus, this is Sparta. Harsh. Right, onwards. Supervisor. Bloody hell. It's gonna tell me I've had too long on my break or something. It's gonna turn up and tell me I was late for my shift. Right, onwards. Come here, supervisor. Right, onwards. And that, my good friends, is Rise of the Robots on the Super Nintendo. 1 credit, as advertised. And we didn't lose any rounds either. Wow. We did punch it a lot, to be honest. Beginning network. Beginning network data replay of all opponents and victories. Oh yeah, so it just does this. All droids eliminated. Mission complete. Return a lander. My friends, is that the worst Super Nintendo game ever created? I don't know. If you can think of a worse one, stick it down in the comments and I'll play that. But I'll be honest with you, this is the worst Super Nintendo game I've ever played. I've played a lot as well. Do you know what I mean? It's just terrible. It's so unresponsive. The AI is terrible. You haven't really got any moves. I'm good, Tar. It's just diabolical. And the fact that it was advertised on such a way it was, that it was going to be the future. Yeah, terrible. Special thanks to no one. I would like to say special thanks to two YouTubers who have really inspired me to kind of do this. I did a video ages ago on Street Fighter 2 on the Mega Drive, the version that didn't get released, and I wanted to find some information about it, and I watched the Nostalgia Nerds video on that game and how it came about, and it was so interesting, and it helped me out so much because I had a really good solid kind of knowledge base to do that. And there's more versions of that out now, that Street Fighter Mega Drive beta kind of thing, so down the line I might have another look at kind of doing that. And obviously I want to say thanks to Octavius Kitten Stroke King, or whatever the YouTube idea is these days. I'm kind of behind the times of these things, because when I was kind of, I won't say coming up, like I've only got 2,000 subs, aren't I? Massive. But when I was on about 700, Octavius did a really cool video that was like top YouTube gaming channels under 1,000 subs, and I was on about 700, and that took me to like 1,200 in about 4 days. I've never seen, in this whole channel, when you look at the graph from start to finish, we've been doing this nearly 5 years now, from start to finish, you look at like the subscribers graph, it's just like, and then like, and it just goes back to normal. It's incredible, so I'd really like to say thanks for that. The way we make videos has kind of changed a little bit, but I have so much fun doing things with this new format, even when I'm playing Rise of the Robots. But yeah, that was it. That was that. It just, I don't know, like I'm just really happy to kind of be still doing this, and I'm really happy that you good people kind of come along for the ride. We've got so many things happening at the moment. Check us out on Patreon and on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere. There's a load of links in the description box. Check them out. I'll be streaming again very soon, so check us out for that. And yeah, I kind of set out to answer the question, is this the worst Super Nintendo game ever? And that's a tough one, really, because it is so kind of, I don't know, it's a personal thing, isn't it? I might meet people who got this, and that's the other thing then. You had to play a game because you didn't get games so often. It's not like now when you download it, when you buy games. It's not like now when you completely legally buy games, but you've got a lot more disposable cash. Or if you're somewhat scurrilous, it's not like now when you download a ROM set and you've got 400 games of a certain what's it. If you bought this game, you probably had to put some time into it. And if you put some time into it, you probably found things that you liked. So maybe there is people who kind of enjoy this. But I'm not one of them. It's rubbish. No, but that's the top and bottom of it. I'm going to go now and, well, do many things, many things. But I will see you soon, very soon, for another episode of One Credit Classics. Take care, my friends.